In the ancient scrolls of Egypt, in the dusty herb ledgers of traditional Chinese medicine, and in the healing chants of Mediterranean folk rituals, one name appears again and again, not a god or a prophet, but something far more earthly: garlic. Crushed into pastes, boiled into teas, eaten raw or fermented, garlic was invoked as more than food. It was medicine, magic, a miracle that grew from the soil. And in more than one culture, it was whispered to be a gift from the gods themselves. This idea, that garlic was divine, is not metaphorical in many traditions. The Greeks believed it had sacred properties, offered to the goddess Hecate at crossroads to keep away evil spirits and illness alike. In ancient India, garlic was part of Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years, said to rejuvenate the body and restore balance to its vital energies. In early Islamic texts, garlic was praised as a holy plant, a cure woven into the very fabric of nature by the hand of a creator. It was, simply, a tool of healing too perfect to be accidental, too powerful to be mundane. And perhaps, in some ways, that belief was not far off. Because garlic is one of the very few ancient remedies that has stood up not just to time but to science. In the slick, sterile world of modern laboratories, researchers began to ask what ancient healers had long taken for granted. Why garlic? What made this bulb, humble, pungent, and commonplace, so universally revered? The answer came, slowly, through the microscope: allicin,
Iron.
selenium, sulfur compounds, antioxidants, phytochemicals that don't just support the body, they activate it. Garlic, once sliced or crushed, undergoes a chemical transformation. Allicin, unstable and fleeting, blooms from raw garlic's damaged cells and immediately begins its work. It reduces inflammation, one of the root causes of chronic disease. It thins the blood, lowering pressure in overworked hearts. It scavenges harmful free radicals, slowing the cell damage that leads to aging and cancer. The numbers are staggering. Clinical studies show garlic can lower blood pressure as effectively as some pharmaceutical drugs, without the same side effects. It can reduce LDL cholesterol while raising the good HDL. In some trials, extracts from garlic have even shown the ability to slow tumor growth or enhance the body's natural cancer-fighting immune response. It's antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, a natural broad-spectrum defense, unmatched by anything else in nature's cabinet. And it's all wrapped in a bulb you can grow in your garden. That's what makes garlic not just miraculous, but deeply human. It doesn't come from a pharmaceutical lab. It doesn't require a prescription. It grows in the dirt, in quiet rows, waiting to be pulled by hands that know its worth. It's not flashy. It's not new. But it works. It always has. Think of the ancient healers who had no way of understanding molecules or data or controlled trials. All they had were their eyes, their patience, the wounds that healed faster with garlic salves, the coughs that loosened, the fevers that broke. The way garlic seemed to give energy back to the sick, clarity to the muddled, warmth to the cold. They didn't need to understand allicin. They understood results. That's what made garlic feel divine. Because what else but a god would hide such healing in a clove of something so plain? In a world without antibiotics, without heart medicine, without chemotherapy, garlic was the miracle. And unlike the snake oils or superstitions that often accompanied it, garlic proved itself again and again. Even today, in our world of pills and treatments, garlic refuses to be replaced. It doesn't just belong to the past, it thrives in the present. Doctors may not call it divine, but they recommend it. Nutritionists praise it. Scientists continue to study it. And people, across the world, still turn to it. Still chop it raw into warm soup for a cold. Still brew it with honey and lemon for a sore throat. Still eat it roasted when strength needs to return to the body. The rituals may look different, but the core remains unchanged. And maybe that's where the magic truly lies. Not in garlic as a cure-all, but in garlic as a bridge. Between the ancient and the modern. Between the spiritual and the scientific. Between the myth of divine healing and the measurable reality of biological impact. Garlic does not just heal, it connects. It tells us that some truths don't need reinvention, that some of the world's best medicine was discovered, not in a lab, but in a garden. So yes, perhaps garlic is a gift from the gods, not because it defies science, but because it fulfills it. Because it reminds us that the earth itself has always wanted us to thrive. That healing can be loud and messy and pungent and powerful, and it can come in the shape of a clove, pressed between your fingers, sharp and full of life. That in a world full of disease and doubt, there are still things, small, stubborn, ancient things, that can make us whole. And garlic, in all its fire and glory, is one of them.